The sixth lesson in chapter 3 is percent word problems. We take our last lesson and kick it up a little bit with longer and more difficult problems. They won't just be one sentence problems anymore. We'll have to read and decipher some things, possibly even perform the operations twice. Some things to keep in mind. We've discussed before that there are other words that are synonymous with the word is. Words like was, were, and are also mean is. And we know that is a trigger word for equals in mathematics. We also need to keep in mind that if there is a shopping problem that we're dealing with, the discount is applied prior to any sales tax, meaning that you may have to do two things in the problem. For example, you'll have to find the discount and then find the sales tax to find the total cost. One thing that is sometimes lost on some students is the definition of profit and deficit. Profit is a gain in money, whereas a deficit is a loss in money. So your procedure is as follows. You want to read the problem carefully and highlight any keywords that will lead you to an equation. You'll then write your let statements and write your percent skeleton proportion. Remember, that's is over of equals percent over 100. You'll then set up your proportion, filling in the missing spots. You'll cross multiply and solve, and then check your work, followed by a conclusion statement where you're answering the question that is being asked of you. Here's an example from our worksheet packet. In a calendar year, the Ace Manufacturing Company made a profit of $480,000. This amount represented 6% of the amount of business they generated for the year. What was the amount of business generated for the year? This particular problem can be a little confusing because we see of twice. However, if you take a look at the second sentence, it said this amount, referring to the $480,000, represented 6% of the amount of business. That's the one that we want to look at because it contained the percent in the sentence. The one thing I need to find is the amount of business generated for the year. That's what I'm going to let X equal. I then remember to write down is over of equals percent over 100. I then am going to set up my proportion by having 480,000 over X equals 6 over 100. I then cross multiply to get 6x equal to 48 million and divide by 6 to get x equal to 8 million. I then do my decimal check at the bottom. You are more than welcome to do your testing for truth by cross multiplication as well. And then my conclusion statement is the amount of business was $8 million for the year. Your homework in this section is do the percent word problem packet numbers 1 to 3.